This video is brought to you by the kindness of my patrons and Twitch subs. Hello everyone, and welcome to another horror movie review with me, Angela of Morbid Heart Designs. Today, wanted to go back and talk about a movie I absolutely adore. Now, it is a kids movie, a family movie. I don't know if I'd actually call it a kids movie because there are some pretty intense and terrifying aspects of this movie. To the point it's actually PG. However, I still love it. For one, it is a stop animation story with some dark things about it. Coraline is based off of a book by Neil Gaiman. This movie is about a little girl who moves into a new home with her parents. Her parents do work for themselves and tend to be a little bit busy, leaving her on her own devices. So of course, what does any child do in a new home? They start exploring, and Coraline discovers some very dark and sinister secrets about the new house. Now, this movie is stop motion based, and I absolutely love this form of movie making, so I am biased. I'm not gonna hide that or deny it. Some of my all-time favorite movies are stop motion. I really like the details that went into the character creations, the sets. There's a lot of really interesting and amazing things in this movie. This movie does star Dakota Fanning, who did win awards for her performance as Coraline Jones. Everyone who acted in this did a really wonderful job, even though these are clay characters we were watching. Between the performances of the actors and the skills of the puppeteers, are they puppeteers? Whatever you would want to call them, they all did an excellent job together to make you forget that you were watching a claymation show. Another good feature of this movie is the music. It was really well done, balanced in perfectly, and really added to things the way a good soundtrack should. I really don't have any negatives to say about this movie. I have not read Neil Gaiman's book. I do hear it gets a lot darker than this movie, which does lead me to want to read it, but I also have a stack of books I haven't had time to read, or made the priority to read, I should say. So I don't think getting another book is ideal for me right now. The character you see before you is what is referred to as the other mother, who is basically in charge of an alternative reality that haunts the home Coraline and her family have moved into. Now, this character is honestly really kind of terrifying, and I'm an adult. I mean, this movie came out in like 2009. I was an adult when it came out, and I was like, damn, this is some dark, creepy shit, which is why I decided I'm going to review it for here, because it's definitely an uncomfortable, terrifying concept, but it's done in a way that older kids could watch. I mean, if you feel your young kid can handle it, that's on you. You do you, boo. But I think it did a really good job of still keeping it creepy, while as more on the family-friendly side of it. This movie's definitely a classic on my list. It's one I do watch every few years or so. I genuinely can't think of a negative thing to say regarding this movie. It just, so much of it is well done, well designed, between the elaborate sets. I'm sure you're not going to be surprised that I do give this movie 5 out of 5, and it's definitely because I am biased towards this. You don't get to see these types of movies done very much with the time that goes into making them. A lot of places don't want to take on that expense. They're a very long process to go frame by frame by frame by frame, but you get some amazing things out of it. So there you have my thoughts on the movie Coraline. Do you like claymation? What's your favorite claymation? Oh my god, what if they actually made a horror movie out of claymation? Oh, I think there's a lot of people like me who would be way into that. I mean, how many people like Nightmare Before Christmas and The Corpse Bride and Frankenweenie? And then there's the zombie one. What's the zombie one? There's a zombie one out there too. Oh my god, they need to make a horror claymation movie. I think it would go over really well with the horror community. Thank you to my patrons as always, and from my dark heart to yours, have a wonderful day, and please don't die before my next video.